Hello and welcome back to Yeti Kitchen. Today we're making steak Diane, a dish created in the 1930s and inspired by the Roman goddess of the hunt, Diane. This tableside dish has a long and interesting history. They stopped making it because it was a fire hazard. So if you're younger and you can't be around open flames by yourself, please get an adult to help you. Let's start with the steak. You want a nice tender cut. You're also going to want to pound it out if it's a bit too thick, because you want it to cook evenly. Let's season it with some salt and pepper generously. Now you want to make sure the salt and pepper is embedded into the steak. I prepped most of my ingredients beforehand, and I recommend you do so as well, as this dish cooks fast. Next up is the parsley. Use half of a bunch. Cut the stems off and fold it into a ball. This way you only have to chop it once. Like so. Heat your pan to medium-high. I'm using an iron skillet. Throw in a knob of butter and a splash of olive oil. Put in your steak. You want to give it a nice brown crust or sear. Or whatever term you want to use, either way, as long as it's seared. Or crusted. Give it a quick seasoning on the other side as well. Alright, let's give it a flip. Those are looking great. That's kind of what you're looking for. Make sure you're cooking these under what you prefer, because it will be cooked a little more in the sauce later. Now let's take these bad boys out and just put them to the side for now. Now with those drippings, add the onion. I probably used a little too much onion, in my opinion. Kinda rhymes. Onion, opinion. While it's cooking, add a bit more oil or butter if you're finding your pan is a little dry. You're going to want to add your garlic at this point as well. Let's add some mushrooms, which is a totally optional ingredient, and try not to spill it everywhere like me. Alright. Now that they're soft and translucent, we're ready for the next part. The fun part. And arguably why this is no longer served tableside. Add the brandy and light it ablaze. And let that flame naturally die out. You want that alcohol to cook off. It actually smells really good. For brandy, I mean. Next up, let's add some Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon. You don't want to cook it too long because it will separate. Next, let's add the beef stock. Normally you use demi-glace, but it's kind of hard to find that, so I'd recommend reducing your beef stock by half with a little bit of butter. Give it that nice beefy taste. Now, after bringing it up to a boil, let's add a bit of our heavy cream, about a half cup. Our Worcestershire sauce and Tabasco sauce. Here, it's totally up to you how much you want to use, but I like the punch the Worcestershire sauce actually gives the sauce. Bring it back up to a boil. And then we're going to be adding our greens. Which it is green onion and parsley. Bring it back up to a boil, and if you wanted to, you could reduce it down a bit at this point as well. Now let's add our steaks back into the mix, along with any juices that came out of it. And at this point, all we have to do is cook it up to your desired doneness. I like mine a medium. I'm telling you, this smells delicious. I can see why people loved it so much back in the day. And today, in certain places. And here we have it, our steak Diane, which I paired with some lemon pepper potatoes I made earlier. Not the most aesthetically pleasing dish, but I'm telling you, it is so delicious. Thank you so much for joining me again on Yeti Kitchen. I appreciate your viewership and all your support. I hope you're doing great out there. I know things are a little crazy in the world right now, so make sure you're taking time for yourself to maybe de-stress and just relax. And find time to hang out with those you love, be it pets, friends, families, whoever is closest to you. Go and have fun with them, have some conversation, and just enjoy life a bit. You can always catch me on Twitch, where I play games, cook live recipes, have watch parties, and just hang out. Admittedly, I haven't been on there recently because midterms came up. Actually, they're coming up. My midterm is tomorrow. And things have been a little stressful, school-wise. But I'm planning on getting back to it as soon as I have the time. Thank you so much again for joining me today on Yeti Kitchen, and I'll catch you next time.